incredibly morbid start. And then, I think halfway in, once the Black Hand really gets moving and all these, the Black Lanterns start rising, that's when the story really picks up for me.
Yeah, I do want to preface this one scene, though, that actually, in my review on our blog that we did, I thought this was my favorite scene of the book, and I'm sure people on here know how much I hate the fact that Barry Allen is back. Mm-hmm. But I do like this scene a lot with Barry Allen and Hal Jordan, where Barry Allen, they're talking about death and all these people who have died, and Barry Allen, who's been gone for years, he's like, well, how many people have died since I've been gone? And it's like this splash page, like these are just superheroes that have died over the years.
I like how Vibe was included. I mean, he got a little more of a prominent position there. Instead of being buried in the background, Vibe was one of those characters that I really enjoyed back in
Azrael is buried in the background. In the Question, you know, who just recently died in like Pt.2. But, and then, it's kind of one of these things where I just think this panel is really great right here, where Barry Allen is just so broken and distraught, and he's like, how, Hal? He's like, why?
Right.
And I kind of want to know that too, because the amount of people who've died in the DC universe in the last decade, it's just ridiculous. It is ridiculous. And yeah, a lot of it was, I mean, just not for other reasons besides to move along the story. It's all for sales.
For sales and shock value.
Shock value, exactly. And
because and then it happens right in this very book.
It
happens right in this very book.
I know. Yeah. And then the first half, I was like, all right, that's fine. Let's remember everyone who's died and, you know, remind me of, you know, the fact that DC's just been killing people left and right, and I hate when they do that. But why stop there? Why not kill some more, like, prominent superheroes in this book? Why not, Jeff Johns?
Yeah. Because I remember, at this point, it turns into a superhero horror movie.
Right.
I'm gonna I mean, you can call this Blackest Night. I'm calling this DC Zombies because that's what it felt like. It's DC Zombies. All these former superheroes coming back as evil doppelgangers, you know, like DC Zombies. But you get the scene, and spoiler if you haven't read it up to now, because we're going into serious spoiler territory. You have the Carter Hall Shira thing. You know, they're going back and forth, you know, and I did not know that they had not resolved this whole, the love affair between them.
Yeah, because she was with Red Arrow.
Yeah, she was with Red Arrow for a while, and Carter, of course, remembers his past lives where she did not.
Right.
So he's saying the old, well, that's it, you know, you're never going to love me, you don't remember me, so on and so forth. And what does she say? I can't tell you that I love you because every time I tell you that I love you, we die. No sooner does she utter those words in this very book, bam! It's like when someone says, I'll be back in a horror movie. Mm-hmm. You know, they're never back. More cool stuff, though. The Guardians of Oa, yet again.
Guardians dying, too.
Yeah.
Everyone's dying.
But how many times are the Guardians of Oa going to get wiped out and then come back and get wiped out and come back? It's, you know, for immortal beings, they seem somewhat mortal. Overall, though, this book has gotten a lot of talk. It's been, you know, I know there's a bit of criticism here, but I think this first issue delivered
now
quite a bit. It delivered quite a bit. Mind you, it took at least half the issue to really start moving, but once things start moving...
But at least stuff happened in this issue. I mean, compare this to the first issue of Secret Invasion.
Yeah.
Remember that shit?
Secret Invasion was a lot of setup.
It took issue 6 before it got anywhere.
Right.
At least you're getting somewhere right off the bat with this. Now, and another thing, a couple more points I want to make. The people who kill Hawkman and Hawkgirl, one of the most beloved couples in the DC universe.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that. Now, if it's Jeff Johns' attempt at driving home the point that, like, yeah, they were really good people, but these are not the people who you remember. Because Sue Dibney and Elastic Man taking out Hawkman and Hawkgirl, it's kind of brutal, man.
It is brutal, but, I mean, to me, though, do you find it really plausible? Because in life, could the elongated man take out Hawkman?
Well, if they surprised them.
Well, but still, I mean... Well,
which, again, I know. Again, and that's why... When we talked about people getting killed in DC Universe, it's just like, how does this just happen? just because they're arguing, Hawkgirl and Hawkman are arguing, that it allows them to sneak up on him and kill him.
Right.
There was no.
This was like totally like in Aliens.
Yes.
You know, like in that scene in Aliens when people are.
It's just like they're talking in the next panel. You know, splutch. Like right.
Out,
yeah,
right.
it's.
And was there a parental advisory
no.
on this one? No.
There wasn't any on that Green Lantern issue too.
Stuff.
Yeah. No, I agree. Okay.
The costume designs are really cool.
Yes. So that's it for the actual review of this issue. But I will say this. As much as a lot of this stuff bothers me, because I'm a comic fan, and I remember these characters, I remember when they died, and I think it's kind of trivial bringing them back, I will say that, aside from that, just reading this as a person who might be reading comics for the first time, and someone who's into horror movies, this is a really fun story.
Yeah, it is.
Right? If I didn't have all the back knowledge of all these people who are coming back and actually cared about some of these characters and not, kind of being pissed about it, if I didn't have any of that extra baggage, which is my own fault for being a comic dork, I would have enjoyed this immensely more than I did. But I do have to say, it is cool, and that's just how I'm going to look at this series from here on out. That it was entertaining from that aspect of it. Whereas, to go back, the Secret Invasion, that shit was just boring, and like nothing even happened in that entire series. And at least with the prologue and Green Lantern, and then with this, stuff happened. It was an enjoyable read, and I'm kind of excited for it still.
Still DC Zombies though.
Yeah, but it's better than Marvel Zombies.
Although Marvel Zombies didn't have like a cool ring that they would give out if you bought the book. I got my Black Lantern ring.
Yeah.
So I'll be.
Did you guys get your Black Lantern ring? Your free Black Lantern rings? And you bought your Black Lantern number?
Because if you didn't have a shop that gave out Black Lantern rings, your shop sucks. Go on eBay, you'll find them there. Yeah. When we come back, we'll talk about a Marvel event. Hope you join us.